So now I just want to do a little video about my motivations. Now, primarily what has motivated me to investigate the Victoria Police Proprietary Limited Corporation is that probably 7 years ago they assisted my ex steal my children through intervention orders. Now this is what they call them, intervention orders. Now, I didn't know too much about rights back then, so I had absolutely no idea what was going on. So I just played along with it. So now I'll point out that the only injury to my children was contributed to by my ex and not me. And that was like a partial severing off of a toe. Now, this is probably the one thing that seriously pissed me off, because they were claiming that I was the danger to my children, and yet toe had been partially severed. So now I started looking into their let's just say business, but I didn't know it was business back then. And so since then, I've basically discovered that it's all fraudulent activities. And this is why I do what I do nowadays, is to expose them. And it is my hope that people that need help can hopefully access my investigations into them and assist themselves, protect themselves from Victoria Police Corporation. So I'm actually sort of new to this, and like I did watch the videos, like I've watched videos from the United States. But out here it seems quite different. Similar but different, but out here they tend to use a lot more violence. Victoria Police do, or just police groups in general. They tend to use a lot more violence, where the rights auditors in America, they'll basically acknowledge that the rights are more upheld in America than what they are up here, even though the Victoria Police motto in itself is uphold the right. So it doesn't actually say whose right is being upheld and what the right is, and it only actually says one right. So and there is more than obviously one right, and what I believe is they're upholding their right to contract. So this is why I expose all their little contracts. And that, and I'm probably bored as well, like they've taken my children, and like without my children, like then all I've got to do is go to work and then come back home. So like if I get a contract offer on the way home or something like that, that gives me a bit of entertainment at night and on the weekend. So like I can have a bit of entertainment with that, rather than watching the old television. And that's a good word, isn't it? Television. Because you've got some commercial organisation telling you what is going on in the world when it's actually the opposite. So, and this is what I've found, that everything is like totally back to front. Like you think, once upon a time I used to think that, these corporations such as Victoria Police Corporation, Work Cover Corporation, TAC Corporation, whatever, I always thought that those corporations basically had some higher authority than we the people. But it turns out that it's actually quite the opposite. We, the people, have the authority, and that is invested in. The authority is invested in the people, and that's in their Commonwealth Constitution that they don't want you to know about. And like once upon a time, everyone knew about the Constitution, everyone knew about their rights, but since the introduction of commercial television, basically everyone's too busy watching fiction. Everyone's in a fiction world. And this is what they've started dealing with, is they've started dealing in a fiction world. They send you unsigned instruments and go, well, okay, well, no one signed this. They've given you like some piece of paper that's unsigned. You haven't signed it. And they go, well, it's a contract. It doesn't even form part of a contract, So, but still, they think it's a contract because they are in a fiction world as well. And so at the end of the day, if anyone's making any claim against you, you need to request the evidence. So signed instruments, not fictional instruments. Basically that's my motivation, is just to expose the truth. I wanted to work out how they stole my children and how they could possibly do that, and it's all contract. So, all right. So if anyone's confused about why I do anything, it's just I'm probably a little bit irate about my children being stolen. So, all right. Cheers.